Put it.
Wait, look it, look it.
Players, please take your stand on the dice. This next match between Japan and Canada. Two, Constantine Kudala. 3, Oliver Vitalo. 4, David Lapis. 5, Justin Boyd. 6, Scott Robinson. 7, Alec Tushiro. 8, Kevin Graham. 9, Dusan Rodicic. 10, John Conway. 11, George Torakis. 12, Jared McElroy. 13, Dusan Alexei. Head coach Alex Breslin, assisted by Brian Garillo, Andrew Muir, and team leader Neil Muir. Now wearing the white caps. Team Japan. 1, Tatsuyuka Tanamura. 2, Seiya Adachi. 3, Atasaki Arai. 4, Matsuyaki Shiga. 5, Akira Yanase. 6, Yuta Hemi. 7, Yusuke Shimizu. 8, Yuki Hirono. 9, Koji Takai. 10, Enya Yasuda. 11, Diego Okawa. 12, Atsuto Ida. 13, Tomoyoshi Fukushima. Head coach Yoji Moto, assisted by Takahisa Minami. Team leader Fumitoshi Hara. Today's officials from Brazil, Mr. Franca, and from USA, Mr. Ortega. Team delegate, Mr. Balwano Yaya. Please stand at this time for each team's national anthem.
Our next semifinal coming up, Canada taking on Japan. Let's meet the teams.
Number 1, Katsuyuki Tanamura, goalkeeper from Tokyo.
Cap number 2, Seiya Adachi. Position number 4, from Gifu.
Number 3, Atsushi Arai. Position forward from Yokohama.
Number 4, Mitsuaki Shiga. Position right side from Gunma.
Cap number 5, Akira Yanase. Position center forward from Kanagawa.
Number 6, Yuta Hemi, position right side from Osaka.
Number 7, Yusuke Shimizu. I play the center and my from is Kumamoto.
Number 8, Yuki Kadon. Position right side from Mie.
Number 9, Koji Takei, and position left side from Kyoto.
Number 10, Ken Yasuda. Position floater back from Ibaraki.
Cap number 11, Keigo Okawa. Position number 3, from Yokohama.
Number 12, Atsuto Ida. Position number 3 from Aomori.
Number 13, Tomoshi Fukushima, goalkeeper from Kagoshima.
Head coach Japan, Yoji Omoto.
Number 1, Robin Randall, goaltender, Drinkwater.
Number 2, Constantine Kadava, hold checker, British Columbia.
Number 3, Oliver Vicalo, center forward, Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Number 4, David Lappins. I'm a center forward and I'm from Gatineau, Quebec, Canada.
Number 5, Justin Boyd, driver, Beaconsfield, Quebec.
Number 6, Scott Robinson, 1-2 side, Calgary, Alberta.
Number 7, Alec Tashro, driver, Ottawa, Ontario.
Number 8, Kevin Graham, left-hander, Boomtown, Saskatchewan.
Number 9, Dusan Radojcic, driver, Toronto, Ontario.
Number 10, John Conway, driver, Ottawa, Ontario.
Number 11, George Torakis, hold checker, Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Number 12, Jared McElroy, driver, the City of Calgary.
Number 13, Dusan Alexic, goalkeeper, Gatineau, Quebec.
Head coach of Canada, Alex Beslin.
Welcome back to Corona Del Mar High School. Hey everyone. And we're here back on the webcast along with Steve Carrera and Greg Meskel here with you. Steve, we just gave a little treat there to the audience, not only at home, but right here in the stands. Sorry I didn't get you in there for a quick hello.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could throw out a Twitter handle or something there, but be interesting to have a little experimental live play-by-play.
That has happened in a couple of events. I was at an event in Australia once, and they ran play-by-play.
That might be kind of cool.
Over, like, while the game was going on. So it was interesting.
Yeah, it might be cool, especially if you start, harping on a couple players here and there.
That was the really interesting part about it.
Yeah. They didn't hold back, huh?
So here we go. It's Japan and Canada coming up. It's Canada in the dark caps, Japan in the white. This is the second of the two 5th through 8th place semifinals, and Canada controls the opening sprint. Yeah, it was interesting with the play-by-play over the crowd because, to your point, I think the announcers were very careful to not say anything. I actually joined them for one game, one of the U.S. games, and it was very strange to, not that you're going to get on players, but even just say, like, oh, terrible pass. Yeah. It's like the person clearly just heard you say that.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to, like, separate the emotion from what you're doing. I mean, you can't do this and not be emotionally invested in the game, you know?
Sure.
We are fans of the sport, so.
Canada will have to dump it here to start off their first possession. Canada losing in a surprising one to China, game of the day yesterday, losing by a goal. Got down 6-1 to start the first and then staged an epic second-half rally and had a chance there, Steve. The ball down 1, couldn't find the equalizer. And they find themselves here in the 5th through 8th place bracket.
And had an amazing redirect in that last one. Furious rally, but, I mean, just started off way slow, 6-1 to China. But, with this match, Canada really, they need to make sure that they're solidifying their game plan. I think that was what caught them off guard last game is they didn't have a clear game plan, and that hurt them. They need to clear that up as they head into the Pan American Championships.
Randall there with the save on the shot attempt from the outside from Aida. And it'll be a corner throw here for Japan. About a minute gone by in the first.
And the swimming for Japan is, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I watch number 3, I believe, over here on the far right side. I mean, he's a really quick swimmer.
Well, we touched to a little bit before this one, but just kind of give some thoughts on the contrasting styles here of Japan and Canada.
Well, I mean, Japan obviously a little bit undersized compared to the Canadian team and compared to some of the other teams, and so they really are relying on their quickness and athleticism to be able to play good defense, get in the lanes, jump on passes, and anticipate. Canada, on the other hand, is a little bit bigger, stronger, and they're going into the more traditional type water polo focused around the center position.
Still scoreless here, about 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Japan and Canada.
But if Canada wants to compete for that Olympic berth, they are really going to have to clean up some of their stuff, and that starts with the defensive end. They were really out of sorts yesterday.
An exclusion here called against Canada. And score the goal for Japan. That's number 3. Atsashi Arai hitting. The exclusion there went against Canada, Scott Robinson. Keep in mind, these two teams met in pool play, and it was a convincing victory for Canada, dropping 20 goals on this Japanese team. So you think that it would be in favor here of Canada as they meet up once again, but we know this is a different Canada team coming off yesterday's game.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't had a chance to talk to the coaches of the teams, but we kind of came up with a little bit of a theory yesterday with, you know, group play not necessarily meaning too much, because you're going to have to play that one game on day 4, I believe, to advance. And so you can really hold back and not show all your cards. And, you know, that could hurt. That could be hurting Canada, to be honest.
Here's a chance inside after the rebound, and an exclusion called. Vocalo drawing that one against Japan and Aida. And then scoring it is Graham, the left-hander. Captain puts it away to even things here at 1 with 5:40 to go in the first.
A nice patience right there, catching, drawing the defender over to him, and then passing it over to the wing for a quick catch and shoot. Yeah, that's going to beat the goalkeeper, 99 out of 100. I'd like to get a birthday on number 3 from Japan, Arai. Looks like he's 15 years old. I mean, he looks like a really young guy. I know USA's got a couple young guys as well.
Certainly.
But wondering if Japan is employing the same sort of development strategy.
We talked about 5 years to the Olympics that they are hosting. Of course, they would love to be there in 2016 as well, but as that shot attempt on Cage, Randall with the stop. But they know that 2020 is theirs and going to make sure they have a strong squad for that event. Long outlet pass. Randall puts this one ahead. Here's Robinson moving in. Good look inside. Attempt by Vocalo right off the post. He had a clean look there as he popped up free.
Yeah, great cross pass. That should have gone in, but Japan did a great job of covering back on the counter, so they had to make a quick pass. They had to make a quick decision.
On the other end now, Japan attacking. Save by Randall. Puts that one over the goal and out of play. And it'll come in on a corner throw for Japan.
Goalkeeping wasn't Canada's strength yesterday, and looks like they're getting a little bit better rhythm. I can't say that it was just that he was playing bad. He's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Coach Alex Breslin went to the bench relatively early yesterday, bringing in Dusan Alexic. On the other end now, an exclusion called against Japan. That'll go against Shiga. Power play here for Canada with 4:20 to go in the first. Here's McElroy around the perimeter. He'll get it back. Graham takes a look. Nothing there. Side's coming even. McElroy firing. Saved by Tanamura. bad pass and batted right back in front of the cage to Conway, and he puts it home. So Japan there with an error. Looked like that was Yanase trying to tip it to the goalkeeper. Instead, he gave it right to Conway, who stuffed it home.
Yeah, that's always tough. You know, coaches are telling their players, you have to secure the ball and make sure you don't pass it straight back to the goalie just on out of instinct. You really have to know what's going on, and that's why. I mean, you see it on all levels. You see it from 10 and under all the way up to the international game. Players are crafty. They're going to wait for that and steal it and score and capitalize.
Under 4 to play here in the first, all even at 1. Japan and Canada, and into the passing lane, and coming up with a steal is McElroy. He'll push it ahead. Here's Kadaba. Kon Kadaba in transition. Japan able to get back. Radicic will pull things out and restart. This is that good closing speed on Japan. Even when they appeared down, they're not down for long.
Yeah, and if Canada keeps stealing the ball on the perimeter like that, it is fueling their counterattack. They weren't able to capitalize on that one, but they have been able to capitalize a couple opportunities. So that's going to get Japan into trouble if Canada's matching that counterattack intensity.
Contra foul called. Tanamura battling the sun as he looks to get things set up on offense here. This is Shiga controlling the ball into the front court.
Canada doing a good job of fronting 2 meters. This is where Japan has a little bit of a weakness.
Couple of fakes coming inside and score the goal. They'll count that one. Randall went back to get it, but it was enough from Yusuke Shimizu to tie things up here for Japan. 2-2, 2:49 to play in the first.
And Mike McMahon, the referee over there on the goal line, making that call. Might be look pretty close, but he's right there on the goal line, able to see it at a good angle.
So Japan ties things up. Canada calls for timeout. Coming up next, 6:30 p.m., we'll have the first of 2 semifinals looking towards the medal round. Team USA will take on Australia in what should be a good one. Those 2 teams got together in 3 meetings earlier this year down in Australia on a training trip for Team USA. All victories for Australia. So some redemption there for Team USA, and then Brazil and China will close things out at 8 p.m. So a couple of good ones coming up to close out the second to last day here of the FINA Men's Intercontinental Tournament. Little split screen here of Canada and Japan getting ready.
And I see I do see a little bit different sense of urgency for Canada to start this game. They really are out and trying to control the match from early on, but Japan is really matching that intensity. I mean, they're not backing down at all. And to your point about them losing, big in pool play, Japan does not seem fazed by that at all.
Out of the timeout, here's Canada. Graham, the left-hander, being pressured on the perimeter, trying to break free. Comes middle now to McElroy. He'll wind up. Fake on the shot attempt, and they'll push it around the perimeter with 2:29 to play in the first.
Japan with the very crafty 2-meter defense, able to front with their quickness.
How about Tanamura getting up to knock that one on the centering pass? He bats it out of the way. Japan takes over.
And that's what they do so well. They're able to jump in those lanes better than any other team.
And now have the numbers here as they advance. Left-hander fires, but put it right in Randall's wheelhouse. He's able to knock it down with 2 hands. Two-2 game here, Japan and China, or Japan and Canada rather. Ordinary called. Here's Conway. Ordinary fires wide of the cage. And it'll return to Japan and Tanamura. On the other end, the skip shot stopped out of play by Randall. And a corner throw coming for Japan with 1:35 left here in the first quarter.
Randall really playing well early on. making some really aggressive, dominant saves. And that really pumps up your defense. You know, they want to work hard for you when you're making stops like that.
On the near side. Now they'll pull it out on the perimeter here as Japan regroups after the corner throw. How about that shot from near the middle of the pool, putting it away, Keigo Okawa. I think he caught everyone, including us, off guard.
Well, you know, the goalie saw this one-on-one drive over here on the left side of the, our left, and he kind of creeped over to his right, and Japanese player just saw that opening and took a shot.
Okawa from the middle of the pool puts that one away. It's a 3-2 lead for Japan.
That just gives you a sense of how tough these guys are and how you have to be on your toes for when the ball is in their hand. You have to be aware at all times or they'll catch you off guard.
Minute 5 to play here in the first. Good look inside, and McElroy able to gather and then put it away. Cross cage into the corner, and he ties things again just that fast at 3.
A little lucky that it wasn't called an offensive foul because, again, that offensive player facing the defender, but the referee saw that he wasn't pushing off necessarily to gain an advantage. The ball just came right over the top, able to finish while underwater, so it was really nice.
Good put away there. And Canada ties things up here with a minute to play in the opening quarter. Here's Japan now on the attack. 20 seconds on the shot clock. They'll pull it out. Here's Yasuda. Hemi, around the perimeter they go. Entry inside. Canada double team is there. They knock it down, and Randall will have it back with 35 seconds left on the first quarter clock. About 9-second differential shot and game clock.
And if I'm Canada right now, Graham's doing the right thing. He's pulling it up, and he's just sort of slowing it down, trying to get the best possible possession, and giving Japan now only 10 seconds in the front court.
That pass went over the head of the intended recipient, McElroy. Now here's Japan. Shot clock is off. Just 5 seconds left. That pass somehow got through. They got a player weak side. They got a goal, and Japan is ahead 4-3. What seemed to be a broken play ends up in a score for Shimizu. And Japan takes a 4-3 lead with just about 1 second left.
And that gives you a sense of how quick Japan is. Getting 2 guys down the pool and able to finish that shot with a quick cross pass. Like you said, it was a little bit of a broken play, but great awareness.
There's everyone hustling down to the offensive end. And that one will bring us to the end of the first. Back and forth opening quarter. It's Japan 4, Canada 3. We're back after this. You never know where the next Olympian might be coming from, but it could be water polo, and that starts with Splash Ball. Splash Ball is a program for children ages 5 through 9 designed to introduce them to the sport of water polo while promoting water safety. Improve swimming skills and learn a sport you'll love for a lifetime. For more information, visit splashballusa.org.
Champions aren't born. Champions come from doing what others won't. Because doing their best in this moment puts them in the best place for the next moment. Champions are made. Will. Determination. Greatness. Here. Get made.
Second quarter underway. Japan closing with a flourish, getting a counterattack goal. Had a 3-on-2, putting it away with 1 second left to go up 4-3, and that's the score here as we open the second, along with Steve Carrera. Greg Meskel here with you from Corona Del Mar High School. Beautiful venue here for some water polo. Been great hosts all week long for this FINA Men's Intercontinental Tournament as we enter the home stretch here with the semifinals tonight and the medal round tomorrow. Shot clock to 4 here for Japan. And they'll dump that one, and Canada will take control.
That was a good defensive possession for Canada. Able to front 2 meters, and 2 meters was pushed way out, which was always helpful when you're, setting at 4 or 5 meters for the defense.
Here's Canada on the attack. Contra foul, you can see it there, Vocala with the left hand just shoving off.
Yeah, and there's a difference there between that and then the last game that we saw.
On the other end, beauty of a shot. So Okawa's got himself an arm, huh? Wow. Puts one away from the middle of the pool and then just throws a rocket right past Randall's head.
Yeah, I mean, these international goalies, I mean, that is a soft spot in terms of, getting the ball. If you can fire it that hard, picking it up and fire right over the top of the head, it's tough for the goalie to get that.
And wasting no time, that's Tanamura from the cage. One pass, a couple of strokes, and a score. And Japan takes a 2-goal lead here, 5-3. Minute gone by, second quarter.
The one thing with Canada's strategy is they seem to go to 2 meters and they get away from it, and they try to do these individual sort of moves when really they just need to get the ball inside. I mean, they're getting opportunities. I think some of the individual one-on-one stuff is not necessary right now.
I think Tanamura just took that one off the face. But this time it'll find the back of the net, so Vocala with the turn out of 2 meters puts that one in, and it's a 1-goal game, 5-4.
Japan, they're great in the open court, and when they're fronting, it's really difficult. But once the big, strong 2-meter guy gets position, they got to get the ball to him, and Canada could be really deadly. And pretty soon, if Canada keeps scoring goals like that or drawing exclusions, Japan might have to drop, which put a little less pressure on the perimeter.
Opening minute and a half here of the second quarter. Back and forth we've gone. Canada drawing to within 1, and now Japan back on the attack. Entry pass inside, Randall venturing out, comes up with a steal. Robin Randall, aggressive goaltending out of the cage there. And now going to take a look down the pool and see what he can set up. Tanamura comes out, but an exclusion first. This will go on Japan and Arai. And a power play now here for Canada, a chance to tie things up. Around the perimeter they work it. Good look inside and a one-hand put away. Number 9, Dusan Radijic, connecting in close, and Canada has tied the match.
And the Japanese head coach wanting an inside the 2 call, but it really did look like he stayed on that 2-meter line. Didn't move forward. He may have brought his arm out a little bit, but really he was on that 2-meter line the whole way.
Yeah, if the more egregious 2-meter violations, that really wasn't one of them.
No.
Sometimes you see guys really get away with lurking inside there.
And it's interesting to see that at a level like international, but when you find an opening, when you find some space, you want to use that.
.535 to go, first half, all even at 5 between Japan and Canada. A lot of pressure here on the perimeter, a lot of ordinary fouls out of Canada. Now some room here with 12 on the shot clock. Knocked down again.
Very aggressive perimeter defense.
Outside attempt, Randall goes up to get it. And the defense pays off for Canada. They'll take over now on offense, having scored 2 straight to tie this one up. Working inside, and McElroy losing the handle. Japan comes up with the steal.
And McElroy has used that move a couple times, and so then now they're starting to crash on either side of him. And so, he may want to just pull up, get the ball into 2 meters, and he might get something there.
Entry pass inside. Randall comes out, and he's excluded. So the keeper excluded for Canada. Power play here for Japan. Vakala ranges back to be sort of the acting goalkeeper here. Got a couple of defenders beside him. And Japan puts it away. Canada got a hand on that. I think Vakala got a tip of that, but scored nonetheless for Yasuda. And Japan goes back in front 6-5, 4:34 to play here in the first half.
You see that Japan is able to capitalize in transition. That's really what their game is, their game plan. When they're set up in the front court, Canada's really big and strong and able to really control 2 meters. But when they're in transition, they're so quick that they're able to get those advantages and exclusions.
Canada back on the offensive attack. Teams have been trading goals back and forth here throughout this first half. McElroy's been a focus for Canada as of late. Free ball there in the middle of the pool, and now 4 seconds on the shot clock. Kadaba is stopped.
That was a good block right there. He was pretty open. Maybe take 1 or 2 fakes right there. He had a couple seconds.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Ball under is the call. Canada forces the turnover. That's Scott Robinson on the perimeter, and now he'll push it into the offensive end. Graham almost loses the ball behind him, now goes back to get it. Picks it up and fires. Maybe a bit hasty there on that possession for Canada as Graham puts it over the goal.
Yeah, and if that pass had been right in front of him, he would be able to take it right into the 2 meter line and maybe possibly dish over to his left, but he had to stop, regroup, and then he took a hasty shot. You see Japan can't get 2 meters right now. Once they're in the front court, Canada's just really strong in 2 meter defense.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, as we saw last night, and in games where Japan has succeeded, they don't want to be in a half-court offense.
No, not at all. They want to get everything in transition.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. Quick look-away shot, and that one goes wide of the goal. And it'll come back to Canada with a little over 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Japan holding a 6-5 lead. Here's Kevin Graham. Couple of fakes. Kadaba after the ordinary. Big block, but a rebound right to Canada. They'll have a new possession.
And the goalie was way out on that.
Here's Robinson, one-on-one move working inside, but tipped away. Defense there from Shiga. And Tanomura gathers it up. Japan will take control.
And see, that's what I mean by the one-on-one move. You don't necessarily have to do that when you have 2 meters set right in front of you. You can just draw a quick foul and get the ball into 2 meters and let the 2 meter man work.
From the outside, that one bangs off the bar, and a shot from deep from Shiga. And the rebound to Canada. 2:20 to play here in the first half. Here's Canada on the attack, looking inside. Looking to set up Lappins. And that one is knocked away. Now on the counter, here comes Japan again, always moving. But Canada does a good job there of getting back on the defensive end. Just 5 on the shot clock. Randall comes out to greet the entry pass, knocks it away. So both keepers, Steve, not afraid to abandon their home.
No, not at all. Both aggressive goalkeeping styles, and it's paying off for both of them, making a couple of really big saves or steals.
Here's Graham eyeing things up, taking a look. Sidearm delivery there from Robinson. Tanamura with the save.
Yeah, I think Graham right there is sort of regretting that pass. He's center cage. You know, you center cage. If you're not going to catch and shoot that, it's a squandered opportunity.
Takei on the other end. Shot clock to 10 for Japan. Ball comes near side. Just a mishandle there. Look to get Shimizu involved.
I am so impressed with the one-on-one individual drives by the Japanese team.
And how about that counterattack? A beautiful connection. Graham finding Robinson right in front. Canada evens the score at 6 with 41 seconds left in the first half.
Nice little quick one-time. A lot of younger players want to catch that, fake it real big, and then take a shot when you just have to really, just a quick catch and shoot. It's going to beat the goalkeeper every single time. But if you're Japan, even though you give up that last counterattack, you just subbed 5 guys. You have to be pretty happy about the position you're in this first half. You know, tie game with a team that blew you out last time. And really, they don't look overmatched at all. I mean, they look like they're playing with them possession for possession.
Yeah, if you watch these two in group play, hard to believe this is the score right now, as it was a dominant effort by Canada, although they look super strong throughout group play. As now we'll get a timeout called by Japan. Exclusion called against Canada and Kon Kudaba. And a power play coming here for Japan out of the timeout. Just 25 seconds left in the first half. Shot clock is off, so with a 20-second exclusion more or less, Japan can really hold for a best shot here down the stretch.
Yeah. I mean, even when they are called even, you know, you still have 2 or 3 seconds as they're coming even. So Japan could take their time. They get their starting group back in, so they have the best possible opportunity. Great way to end the half for the Japan team.
Any guesses on who they'll turn to here? We've seen the deep shot from Okawa. He has 2 goals. Number 7, Shimizu here on the near side has also been effective.
You know, I could see them crossing the ball a couple times from one side to the other and then looking on the inside. You know, because they do have such strong outside shooters, you have to close out. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went inside.
Out of the timeout on the extra man advantage. Let's see what Japan has. 20 seconds left in the half. Excuse me. Shot clock is off. A bobble. Dangerous cross pass. Somehow it gets through. Down to 6 seconds left. Sides coming even. That shot is field blocked. Nicely done by Robinson, and Canada will call for time with 1 second remaining here in the first half. So we're looking at a catch and shoot situation. I think Coach Breslin looked at the clock and thought maybe he was going to have more time, so was frustrated here when he looked up to see just 1 second left.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, I guess there's no penalty in using it. You get 1 timeout per quarter, so you might as well, but if I'm Canada, I want the half to be over with so I can regroup and come up with a different game plan.
Let's see if they get a quick catch and shoot here with 1 second remaining in the first half, all even at 6. They'll put the ball in play. Vakalo, give to Graham. Now they'll get it ready. Graham, spinning backhand. Won't come close to the net, and we come to the end of the first, the longest 1 second in water polo right there. Here at the half, Japan and Canada all even at 6. Join the conversation. Tweet live using hashtag FINA CDM. We're coming back with the third quarter after this.
Champions aren't born. Champions come from doing what others won't. Because doing their best in this moment puts them in the best place for the next moment. Champions are made. Will. Determination. Greatness. Here. Get made.
You never know where the next Olympian might be coming from, but it could be water polo, and that starts with Splash Ball. Splash Ball is a program for children ages 5 through 9 designed to introduce them to the sport of water polo while promoting water safety. Improve swimming skills and learn a sport you'll love for a lifetime. For more information, visit splashballusa.org.
Water polo.
Polo. I am water polo.
I am water polo.
So, you've got your hard-earned money, but you're not sure where to put it. Well, one of the best things that you can do is put it into a credit union. Credit unions are like banks, only better. They offer higher rates of return, lower fees, and are safe and secure. And because they're not for profit, they're all about putting the people first. With credit unions, you're not just another face in the crowd, you're a member. And credit unions are member-owned and member-operated. Take control of your finances. Visit or contact Sea Air Federal Credit Union to find out all of the great reasons why you should join.
Third quarter about to begin here between Canada and Japan, along with Steve Carrera. Greg Meskel here with you. And Pretty good match here, Steve, between these two teams. 6-6 the score right now. It's been back and forth. They've been trading goals. No side has really staked an advantage where you kind of got the vibe that they're going to take charge.
Yeah, I mean, I think Canada is playing a fairly a pretty good game. I mean, I just think that they're trying some things, and I know they want to incorporate counterattack into their game, but I do think that their one-on-one moves on the perimeter, turning guys and things like that, it looks great in the highlight reel, but it's not necessarily going to their bread and butter, which is 2 meters.
Big turn inside and knocked away. The final score when they met earlier this week, 20-10, Canada over Japan. So a much different story here right now in this one.
And Japan has been the really fun team to watch. You know, I mean, if you haven't come to see them play in person, you know, you should. If you're able to come down, it's really exciting to watch them play. They play a really very similar to high school teams, some of the dominant high school teams, especially like the old school teams like Long Beach Wilson, counterattack, press, you know, and it's really exciting to watch that at this level.
That shot attempt is off the mark. Power plays haven't played a big advantage just yet. Both teams just 2 for 3, so it hasn't been a exclusion-heavy game right now.
Yeah, I think that's all part of that counterattack style. I mean, it's tough to draw those exclusions, and Japan is very disciplined. I think yesterday they only had 4 kickouts or something like that, and they were able to. They play good, clean 2-meter defense, which is where the majority of kickouts happen.
Contra foul there, and Canada turns it over. Well, to your point, Japan's style, rather, is they're happy not posting up and then not drawing exclusions. They would rather get out on the counter and do everything that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And they know they can't guard 2 meters one-on-one consistently, and that's where that heavy pressure on the perimeter comes in, and it really distracts teams.
Speaking of no 2-meter presence, of course, posting up right there with Shimizu. But it's knocked away, and Randall takes control.
You know, it's very rare to have a John Mann or a Ryan Bailey. I mean, those are just physical, you know, freaks. I mean, they're really big, they're really strong, and when you have a guy like that, I mean, it just changes everything. Japan and even Canada, they don't have a guy like that. They really don't, and so. They have to adapt and have a different style of play.
Backhand try, a little trickery there from Japan. It bounces off of the post on the attempt from Okawa, and Canada takes control.
Canada starting to slow down just a little bit. They were countering a lot in that first half, and you know, really trying to slow things down and get it into the center position here.
Long cross pass, and then good defense, but they're going to award the ball to Canada. Looked like that was Shiga getting up in the passing lane there, knocking that one away. Shot clock to 2, backhand try there. Tanamura pulls it down. And now here comes Japan on the counter once again. A contra foul is called. There may have been one, but interesting to see it that late after there'd already been such separation between the two players.
You know, and those are always tough because if the defensive player is going to be right on your back, you know, part of swimming is kicking. That's going to happen, you know. Now, if I see his knee come out of the water and cranking up, then that's different.
Bad pass by Randall. On the other end, Canada, big field block there from the Canadians as Japan was looking to counterattack. A little end-to-end action to start the third. Both teams getting up and down with 4:30 to play in the third quarter. 6-6, that was the score at halftime. Same score right now.
And that's something that Canada does very well. They're able to get those big arms up in front of the cage and get that. I mean, that was a great shot block to save a sure goal.
Ordinary called. This is Radicic, pushed out on the near side. Swings it around and scored it for John Conway, putting that one into the back of the net and putting Canada ahead 7-6 with 4:07 to play here in the third.
That was a great individual move. And Arai, he kind of came around the wrong way there. He didn't take away the inside, so the Canadian player was able to get to the center of the cage and take a shot. But those are coming few and far between.
Couple of substitutions here for both Japan and Canada after the goal. 7-6, 4 minutes just about gone by, and that was the first goal here of this quarter. Here's Japan on the attack. Quick turn and a save there by Randall on the attempt from Takei. Randall battling the sun a little bit as he pushes it into the offensive end. McElroy loses the handle. Trying to go inside. Tanamura comes out for the steal as Conway took his eye off the ball. And again, quickly on the counter, rising up and firing, but Randall is there for the save. So Japan ideally would score here in 5 seconds every time down if possible.
The Mike D'Antoni offense.
Yeah, this is the Phoenix Suns of Japan right here. Cross cage attempt there, save by Tanamura. It'll touch the end line. So it'll stay with Canada after the save. 3:10 to play here in the third.
Yeah, and I mean that might be a situation where you're going to have to pull for the Japan offensive possession. You might want to pull that one back and just wait for the other guy who's coming on the other side of the pool. Maybe you have an advantage coming that way, but it's a really bad angle for the right-hander to take that shot.
Entry inside, backhand, score it for Canada and David Lappins. A 2-goal lead here for Team Canada, 8-6, with 3 minutes to play in the third.
And that's what they do best. Get the ball from one side to the other, finding where 2 meters is, and they're really dangerous there. And if you're going to have a team like Japan that doesn't help, and you leave the guy isolated right here, he's able to get that backhand, that separation.
Another long-distance shot scored for Japan and Kenya Yasuda. That's the second one from near the middle of the pool. Caught Randall off guard. I don't know if the sun was in his eyes or he wasn't ready for it, but it's a 1-goal game.
I think that all came with the guy over here on the left side with the one-on-one drive. And the goalie comes over to cover that because you're anticipating that he's going to get the ball. Takes his eye off the ball and takes a quick shot.
Helps to have accurate shooters from 15 meters, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
McElroy on the other end attempts the fake shot and passes it around the perimeter. Trying to break free now. He'll get a look. Save Tanamura. A loose ball, and Japan gathers it up. And on the way down, an exclusion against Canada. It'll go against McElroy. And a power play coming for Japan, and they call for time with 2:27 left here in the third.
Japan does that very well, to fuel their counterattack. And I've seen that from all the teams, just being able to, after you take a shot, being able to grapple and then recover and get back. If you get held for too long, the referees are doing a good job of calling those exclusions, but that's pretty much happening every single possession. You just got to, at some point, you have to disengage and let them go.
Out of the timeout, here will come Japan on the 6-on-5, looking to tie things up. Trailing 8-7 here. 2:23 to go in the third. Lost the handle there, top of the perimeter. Quick look, faking, cross cage, nothing there. Around the perimeter now. From the outside, Randall with a good save. He was everywhere in all those fakes.
Yeah, and they passed up 2 really good shots. I mean, high percentage. I'm not going to say they're going to go in, but they passed up 2 really high percentage shots, especially the one right in front of the cage. Once he made that pass, that should have been a quick shot.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third, 8-7 Canada. Here's George Tarakis. And this one knocked away. Or rather, contra fouls the call, and it will come back to Japan.
Not quite sure what that call was. I think he didn't put it in play maybe in time.
Maybe a little hesitation there. On the other end, Japan shoots wide of the net on the try from Yasuda. And Canada will have it back with 1:30 to go in the third. Here's Graham from Saskatchewan, looking inside, and an ordinary called. Shot attempt there, out of play, and it'll come back to Japan with 1:13 left in the third. Under a minute to play now in the quarter. Canada ahead by 1. Looking inside at 2 meters, and an exclusion called against George Tarakis. Power play here for Japan.
And you know, that may not have looked like an exclusion, but when you come down that hard on the defender, the referee has to call that.
And Japan ties things up on the skip. Yuki Kodono bouncing it into the back of the cage. We're even at 8 on the power play strike with 42 seconds left in the third.
Yeah, back to the exclusion. It's more of the striking motion that you have to call, because that's a dangerous movement. You know, if he's playing the ball, it's different, but that guy came down really hard with a kind of like a hammer. This great little catch and shoot, catching the goalie off guard right there, beating the shot blocker near side. That is the shot blocker's responsibility to take that away.
There's a pretty high bounce on that skip too.
Yeah.
Put a lot on that shot to kind of clear Randall, who's been all over the place in this third.
I like that aggressive style goalkeeping by both goalkeepers.
Exclusion called. This will go against Japan. And Aida, that's his second. Power play here for the Canadians. 20 seconds left. Shot clock is off. We're even at 8. Good look inside. Off the post. The miss. Rebound controlled by Canada. Second chance. Save Tanamura. A follow, and the rebound controlled by Japan. And they'll try and get it out of harm's way here with 5 seconds to play. What a terrible pass. Tanamura bats it out of there, and it's claimed by Japan. As the period comes to an end, what a risky pass right there from Adachi, nearly putting it into his own net, giving back to Tanamura, and we end 8-8 with the fourth on the way. Japan dodges a bullet. We're back after this. You never know where the next Olympian might be coming from, but it could be water polo, and that starts with Splash Ball. Splash Ball is a program for children ages 5 through 9 designed to introduce them to the sport of water polo while promoting water safety. Improve swimming skills and learn a sport you'll love for a lifetime. For more information, visit splashballusa.org.
Champions aren't born. Champions come from doing what others won't. Because doing their best in this moment puts them in the best place for the next moment. Champions are made, will determination, greatness. Here, get made.
Fourth quarter underway. Canada controls the opening sprint. Steve Carrera, Greg Meskel here with you from Corona Del Mar High School. All even at 8. Canada being pressed into the backcourt here. And it's going to result in a steal. Japan takes it away. And they immediately look to get out on the counter. With the numbers here. A few fakes and a score. Connecting for Japan, Atsashi Arai, and Japan's gone back in front, 9-8. 6-6 at half, 8-8 after 3, 9-8 here. Japan in the opening 30 seconds.
What a great way to start for Japan with a hard press all the way out past. I mean, we're talking 3/4 of the way down, and able to force a turnover right there and get a quick counterattack goal, going right back to their game.
On the other end, a quick turn there from Vocalo's off the mark. And Japan now again out on the counter. Here's Yasuda looking inside, and the defense is there for Canada. Kevin Graham comes over for the steal.
That's one of those isolation plays. You basically have to take the kick out, otherwise it's going to be a goal. You know, you're told by the coach to take the kick out, try to play our 5-on-6 defense.
So an exclusion there on Japan, and a power play here for Canada. Shot attempt and a score, and we're tied again. That's McElroy putting it away after Yasuda was excluded. Second look at this one here.
Nice little shot from up top, couple fakes on the perimeter, and then up to the open shooter.
Canada now pressing on defense. They went to this tactic in the first half too, where they pretty much gave a foul every time the ball moved around the perimeter, try and slow down this fast Japanese team.
It also pushes them out so that when they do the one-on-one drives, they're not so close to the goal, you know. But Japan doing a very good job of moving the ball around the perimeter. Now it's set 2 meters.
Backhand attempt there, field blocked out of play. Taraka's got a hand on that one. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Even at 9, and the ball back to Canada. Trying to go over the top for a pass there to McElroy. Tanamura comes over for the steal.
And they're going to be up late if they get the ball out, coming up the middle.
Kind of the secondary break here. Japan on the move. And they'll reset here as Canada did a nice job getting back.
Whoa.
Oh, head over heels down at 2 meters. Looked like Alec Tashiro was doing a flip in the water.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that is, I'm not sure if that was acting right there, showing, I mean.
Tashiro then gave a kick on the way down to Shimizu, and looks like he was given a yellow card, but not an exclusion. Entry inside, and an exclusion called against Japan. Gonna have a clean look here for Canada, and a save by Tanamura.
Wow, what a save. I mean, you know, those are the kinds of, you just gotta pick it up, get your body in the right position. You have to shoot that. When you're tired, that technique leaves right away. You have to just turn around and fire that and make a sure goal.
Thought that would have been a given 10-9 lead for Canada. Tanamura with a big save. Takei was the excluded player for Japan. He's back in now, controlling here. Looking inside, and that pass off the mark.
Things are getting real physical now on the perimeter and on the counterattack. Canada doesn't want to let Japan get another counterattack goal.
Both these teams 3 for 6 on the power play. Counterattack's been the name of the game. 4:12 to play in the fourth, even at 9. Ordinary called. Looking for a drive here from Tashiro. He'll go on the perimeter to McElroy. Everything contested right now. No easy passes. Entry in. Tanamura out for the steal.
Yeah, the referees are going to let them play right now. I mean, it's going to have to be a pretty obvious exclusion. I mean, you don't want to give anybody an unfair advantage here.
Ordinary called. 5 steals now for the keeper, Katsuyuki Tanamura for Japan. He's been aggressive. The exclusion called against Canada. Timeout, Japan. The exclusion goes against number 7, Alec Tashiro, who's showing the official his hands. The classic innocent symbol of defenders everywhere.
And I think what the Canadian coaches are referring to is this no call over here on this end when Canada was on offense. What they're saying is that the defender's hands were down and then they came up, so it gave the appearance that he wasn't holding, but they wanted that initial pullback.
3:35 to play. Fourth quarter, all even at 9. Don't forget, coming up next at 6:30, Team USA will take on Australia. It's going to be a good one right here live on USA Water Polo TV. But we still have 3:35 left to play here. 9-9 the score. Japan and Canada. Thanks for joining us here at Corona Del Mar High School. Along with Orange Lutheran head coach Steve Carrera, Greg Meskel here with you.
This is obviously a very big 6-on-5. There may not be another 6-on-5 for Japan the rest of the game, so this is huge.
Here they go out of the timeout on the power play. Work it around the perimeter. Far corner. Canada knocking down. Look in front. Skip shot is in. Japan's gone ahead by 1. Keigo Okawa has the hat trick. 3:17 to play. 10-9 Japan here in the fourth.
Great patience on the 6-on-5. Great catch slide. And then right into the post. Wide open.
Had that momentary hesitation too.
Yeah. Got the goalie to jump and then went cross cage. You know, I thought that's what they were going to do out of that timeout in the first half, to be honest. And they went right into the post. Things are getting testy. I mean, I don't know what it's like to see it on the screen, but right here, right poolside, I mean, there's a lot of white water.
Entry pass inside, contra foul. A big battle there. Frustration for Vocalo as he was tangled up with Yasuda. And here's Tanamura now on the other end.
And Japan is going to be open on the weak side.
Japan looking to attack. Work it around the perimeter. Canada gives the foul. Faking the outside shot. They'll pull it back out near mid-tank with 15 on the shot clock and regroup. Ahead here by a goal. Dangerous pass inside. Randall reads it the whole way. Comes out for the steal with 2:35 to play in the match.
You know, Japan can take risks like that because they can get back so quickly on defense. And so normally a team would just dump that and come back and play their front court offense, but they know they're faster.
Here's Canada. Clean look and a score. We're tied. Scott Robinson has 2 goals, and that one evens us at 10 with 2:18 to play here in the fourth.
I think Canada's had 2 easy looks like this in the game, and the majority of their goals have come out of that center position or their 6-on-5. So, you know, with 2:18 left, Japan is going to have to be really smart with the ball, and they can't go for those risks anymore. I mean, they're going to have to dump it and just come back and play front court defense.
Here's Japan now on the offensive end. 2:13 to play. Moving in with the shot clock to 12. Entry pass inside, and an exclusion called. A yellow card to Canada head coach Breslin, and then an exclusion called against Kon Kadaba. And a power play here for Japan. Under 2 to play now in the match.
And the post inside. They're starting to attract a little bit more attention, leaving the outside shooters open.
Around the perimeter they work it here. A few fakes. Still looking. Nothing there. Sides coming even. Good knockdown from Canada. Strong defense there from the Canadians. And they'll take over here with 1:28 to play in the fourth. Entry inside. And a takeaway from Japan. Looked like Takei went for a ride on the back of Dusan Radonjic. No call, and here comes Japan now on the move. 1:10 to play. We're even at 10. Japan moving in. Breaking free, cross cage off the mark, and Canada takes control with 1:04 to play.
And Canada could be up on the counterattack now.
Here comes Canada on the attack. Under 1 minute to play now.
They're still up.
McElroy on the far side. He'll handle there. USA, Australia to follow, but a good one here between Canada and Japan. Shot clock to 12. Near side, nearly a takeaway. It'll be an ordinary. It'll stay with Canada with 7 on the shot clock. Popping it over the top now, working inside. Tanamura out, and a takeaway. The keeper there with a steal. Tanamura has another steal, and Japan takes control with 32 seconds left. Japan has used their timeout already in this quarter. They'll have to go it without a stoppage. 6-second differential, shot and game clock. Looking from the outside, a look near side now. There was an opening, but they bobbled the pass. 19 seconds left in the game, 13 on the shot clock. Couple of poor passes here from Japan. Far side now, down to 5 seconds left. 4 seconds. Here's an ordinary, lobbing in front, and an exclusion called.
And that is a legit.
Shot clock resets, 7 left in the game. Here's last chance time for Japan. From the outside, 4 seconds now, 3, firing and scoring. Japan goes ahead. Keigo Okawa with his 4th, and that might win it. 1 second remaining. Canada's going to need a miracle. They fall behind 11-10.
Wow. That's all I could say is wow. Patience. Patience on the offensive end leads to a kick out and this great bullet shot over the head for the 3rd time.
Randall battling the sun on that end. Okawa puts it into the back of the net, and Canada's going to need a miracle. Graham firing. Tanamura stops it. That'll do it. And Japan takes down Canada 11-10. They will play for 5th place tomorrow. And what a victory here for Japan. And what a shocking couple of days here for Canada to go 3-0. Now they've lost their last 2, both 1-goal games in heartbreaking fashion. fantastic finish here, Japan and Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Japan showing that they can hang with some of the best teams in the world. I mean, they have an unorthodox style for international play, but it seems to be working, especially on these later games when teams are just tired. They're worn out. They're spent.
Excellent finish. Keigo Okawa with 1 second left scores the game winner. Japan takes it 11-10. Coming up next, Team USA and Australia at 6:30. Come back and join us for that one. We're going to step aside for now. For Steve Carrera, Greg Meskel signing off. Come back and join us at 6:30 p.m. USA and Australia in our first of 2 semifinal matches right here at the FINA Men's Intercontinental Tournament.